Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here, basically, we are discussing about one topic, that is cities creation. In this, basically, we are talking about 22 blood cells group, basically, who are actually the owner, basically. And here, basically, whatever earthquakes, whatever incidents, basically, that is happening, that is on the base of this data. This they basically got problem, and due to that problem, basically, the whole world, basically, whatever incidents, basically, whatever single tree basically is also falling, basically falling down, basically, that is also basically connected to this data. Single tree also, I am telling, basically, single tree basically is also connected, is also falling down, basically, that is also due to this data, basically. So in this we are discussing that, basically, here, basically, I don't know this group, basically, right? So here, basically, I assume that, basically, I am basically one of the blood group owner, basically, just taking as an example, basically. So how basically the earthquakes are coming, basically, and the each and every incidents basically are coming, that basically example I am taking. So for that, basically, I have taken example that, basically, I am blood group owner from 20 to one of the owner, basically, I am. So like this, basically, I have taken my example. This example I have already taken. Then basically this example I have taken. Then basically the example which I have taken is this job all portals, basically, where basically I submitted my resume but not got the job. Then basically what happened? Then basically I checked basically which party currently is ruling. So that was BJP. Then basically I checked basically total parties how much, basically. Then basically the total parties are basically more than 79, basically. So that also basically then basically the political party groups told that, basically, we are actually just doing the task of this all nuclear power companies, basically. So these all nuclear power companies are here, basically. Then the nuclear power company, when the one person connected to nuclear power company, they told that, basically, we are doing the job of this group, basically, that is ISRO in Bangalore and NASA, basically, in Washington, basically, that is DC, basically, that is USA, basically. Then basically one of the person told that, basically, this basically companies are the software company, basically, who are connected with this entire group, basically, right? This entire group basically are controlling this group, basically, or basically it might possible that this whole group basically might be controlling this whole group, basically. But one thing is confirmed, basically, this controlling this, or basically these are controlling this group, basically. So then basically one of the person told that, basically, but do you know basically one thing? This group, basically, NASA, ISRO, are going to do job free, basically. The infrastructure basically expense, each and everything basically happens. That everything basically happens, right? Basically, that basically is connected with what, basically? That's it's connected with the money, na, basically. So that money basically comes from where, basically? That money basically comes from here, basically. Top 10 richest people basically in India. So these groups basically are giving the money, basically. So one of the person asked, basically, do you have any problem in this group, basically? Which these groups are giving problem to you? Then I told, basically, no, basically, I don't know this group, basically. I don't know any of this group, basically. Then basically one of the person told that you are basically working in software industry, so that might possible that international group basically might be giving you problem. So these all are the international group, basically. So I don't have problem with this group also, basically. They are also not giving problem to me. Or basically it might be problems, might be the reason, basically, that the last reason, basically, that might be that from this entire group, basically, some human resource group might be giving you problem, basically. That is the only basically one thing, basically, which is pending, basically. That are this group from here, or basically from here, or basically it might be possible, or if from here. That might be possible, basically. This is the only possibility. There is no other possibilities. Or basically the satellite group, and the satellite group, basically, I don't know even satellite group, basically. Or basically one more thing basically might be possible, that basically I forget to tell. One of the person told this also, right? Basically, love your job but don't love your company basically, because you may not know when your company stops loving you. That is 100% correct. Reason is this basically. This is the company basically I worked. This is the two company, this and this. This company basically told me that you can't enter the premises also basically. Why? The reason you left the job basically, after that basically there is no value of you in the company basically. So they here basically I worked for 4 days sometime basically, never went to home also basically. So that company told me that. Then basically this company, they also given me the same statement basically, that you can't enter the company basically because you have already left the company. So this is the company basically, and this person basically who told this basically, that is Abdul Kalam basically. He told correct basically, love your job basically, but don't love your company basically, because you don't know when company stop loving you. So company basically stopped loving me basically, because I loved company basically. I worked for 4 days. So that was basically what basically. Then here also basically same thing basically. So this group basically are not loving me now basically. This group are telling basically, no, we don't love you basically, we don't love you. Emphasis, Emphasis basically is a good company. When I was in Mumbai, that time basically they started this company, Cognizant. They also started same time basically. KPIT same basically. This company I don't know. This whole company basically started just in front of me only basically. Data Matrix, when I was in 3i Infotech, that time only they started the company. This also company. This company is old company. This company also just started when I was in 3i Infotech. When I was in ICICI Infotech, that time only they basically started 3i Infotech basically. They merged their company. Sorry, they separate their company from ICICI Bank and created new company, that is 3i Infotech basically. This company is oldest company basically. So about this company basically, that I have already taken the example. So this is about the companies, and this basically we have taken the example of the like this also basically. So like this basically, this is one story, right basically. So according to this story basically, the earthquake happens basically. So the earthquake is connected to this data basically, that is this data, and this data basically are 80% connected with this data. The reason these groups are 100% connected with 80% of this data. This group basically has created 80% of the world basically. 20% of world basically are still basically nature basically, nature creation basically. Nature creation means they are basically created from the nature data basically, natural data basically, which we say basically, that data basically. And rest of things basically are created by the software, energies, chemicals, like this basically. So 80% world basically is created like this only basically. That also you can say. So like this basically, this is about my story basically, which basically has taken as an example, so that basically this data basically can be clear, and why basically the earthquakes basically are happening in this world, and each and every disaster which is happening, that thing basically can be clear basically. That's why basically I have taken the example of myself, so that basically it should be very much clear basically why the earthquake, tsunamis, ice tsunami, then basically the flood, each and everything basically is happening basically. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this.